If you've repeatedly felt so angry that you couldn't control yourself, especially in recurring situations with loved ones, and you don't understand why you react so intensely, then this video is for you. Anger doesn't always originate from the present. Sometimes it's an echo of past wounds, repressed emotions, or unhealed memories buried deep in your subconscious. Because of this, it can flare up at any moment in any situation, triggered by a single word or small action, even if the person in front of you hasn't truly done anything wrong. In those moments, an unconscious memory is awakened, causing you to react not to the present, to a past you've never fully understood. In this video, I'll share the method I use to trace the root and resolve years of simmering anger. Anger I once thought was just my nature, but was actually a sign of something unhealed. First, I must emphasize that anger is not the enemy. Anger is a completely natural mechanism of the body, designed to prepare us to confront threats and protect our interests. These interests could include food, money, time, comfort, reputation, or recognition. Anger is crucial for survival because it safeguards our interests. However, when we only react without understanding, anger can turn into prolonged pain, harming not only our mental health, but also causing physical ailments. For an issue to provoke strong, lasting anger, it must have repeated numerous times in your life, so often that you see it as a natural reflex and don't realize it's a problem. When you don't recognize it, it silently grows over time. Moreover, you can never address your inner darkness if you don't know where the issue lies. But don't worry. Next, I'll help you identify the source of your anger and how to resolve it. Repetition is the key factor in tracing your inner darkness. Think about the last time you felt angry. What was the situation? Who made you angry? And what were your interests in that situation? Review your memories for similar situations, similar people, and most importantly, your role in those situations. Use your role in each specific scenario to uncover your inner darkness. For example, I used to get very angry when my mother asked for money. Every month, I provided her with enough money to live comfortably, but she kept demanding more, often lying to get it. Later, I learned she was using my money to solve problems for her extended family. Each time she asked for more, I felt irritated but quickly gave in after her persistent pleading, only to feel angry afterward. Whenever similar situations arose, I'd spiral into anger and overthinking, leading to sleepless nights for 2 or 3 days. I dealt with this issue for years until, after an awakening, I realized the root of the problem lay within me. I had placed too much value on emotions and compromised too easily with my mother. If I hadn't given in so easily, I wouldn't have been angry after making those decisions. If I had set clear boundaries and firmly said no when she crossed them, she wouldn't have kept demanding more. Ultimately, my tendency to compromise fueled her demands. Let me break down this example. The recurring situation was my mother repeatedly asked for more money, I compromised easily, and then I felt angry. My role was I gave in too easily, allowing the situation to repeat. By analyzing my role, I discovered the source of my prolonged anger was my tendency to compromise. Thus, the only thing I needed to address was my own behavior, not anyone else's. Now, I'll analyze where this tendency to compromise came from. I gradually realized that my tendency to compromise stemmed from the affection I had for my mother, which allowed her to hurt me repeatedly. If it were anyone else, I would have distanced myself without hesitation. But family ties, especially the mother-child bond, are hard to break, particularly in a culture like Vietnam, deeply influenced by Confucian values. From a young age, we're taught that children must be filial, grateful, and sacrificial towards parents and grandparents, an unquestionable moral duty. But sometimes this belief is used as an excuse to impose demands, forcing you to meet unreasonable requests. They use morality and emotions to bind you, making you responsible for their choices and mistakes, unaware that they're acting in their own self-interest. Parents often have children with the expectation that they'll be cared for in old age, an inherently self-serving motive. They love themselves without realizing it, so when their children don't meet their expectations, they accuse them of being unfilial. Their conditional love and misguided beliefs create negative karma, pushing their children further away. In contrast, parents who don't burden their children with their own needs are truly wise and loving. The less they demand, the more their children want to care for them. I began to change when I understood human nature more clearly. Balancing emotions with reason, I learned to prioritize my own interests. I stopped compromising easily with my mother. If she wanted to help others, she could earn her own money to do so. If she relied on my support, she should be grateful. A truly grateful person seeks to lighten the burden on those helping them, not demand more. My mother made a grave mistake that no woman should make, using her husband's or children's money to support her extended family. The consequences of this are severe, as it has destroyed many families. Through this awakening, I freed myself from the shackles of Confucian ideology. I also gradually changed my tendency to compromise, which helped me avoid many difficult situations in life. According to my theory of balancing 6 needs, I lacked the need for competition. I had to be more assertive, compete more for my own interests. Greed, anger, and ignorance, when used appropriately, can be very useful. Those who value emotions too much are easily exploited through those emotions. Excessive attachment leads to sorrow. I know many people face similar situations and may gain clarity from this video. However, some might call me selfish, living only for myself rather than being awakened. But the truth is, this approach freed me from suffering. In other words, I played by the universe's laws, not Confucian ones. Those who, like me before, over-prioritize emotions will repeatedly face suffering until they let go of excessive attachment and learn to fight for their own interests. The universe's law isn't about blind compassion or sacrifice, but about balancing personal and others' interests. Be cautious. Don't let empty theories guide you.